Lord Jesus Christ today. Amen. God is good. Still got it, Jimmy. Still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Jimmy been holding it down for a long time. Still got it. So don't worry about throwing. You still got it. Praise the Lord this morning. We have a lot of fun in choir rehearsal. I tell you, God is good. Amen. Amen. Brother Conrad somehow blends us together, and Sister Althea is patient. Amen. Amen. We're like little kids, you know, what we sound like on Friday ain't got nothing to do with today. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with it. That's why we sound like that on, what I got to do with it? So, it's always unique, isn't it, on Sunday? Amen. We just praise the Lord for that. Amen. Amen. See Brother Schraub side, see that? You could have had some of this. You don't mess it up, I'm a cowboy. You just messing it up. But you could have had some of this. Okay, praying for you. You're on the altar. You're going to wake up with them engine feathers in your hair in the morning. God is good. We appreciate all of our visitors who chose Mount Olive as their place of worship today. We just bless God for you, and God does have a word for us. Amen. In such a time as this. And we, as a matter of fact, Brother Troy, we called as we were singing on Friday night, God spoke a word because we threw your song. Mm-hmm. Amen. And that song, if you recall, was "What Can I Give Him?" Right. And we said what? Give Him your heart. Amen. I know we want to give Him a lot of things. Yeah. A lot of stuff. Amen. Amen. But the songwriter said, "What can I give Him? I give Him my heart." Amen. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Does that make sense? Yes. And as God spoke that Friday night, I said, wow. So that's where we're going this morning. And the message is, is going to be from the heart. And we're going to turn to Luke chapter 7, beginning at verse 37. Luke chapter 7, beginning at verse 37. Now, we're only going to read a few verses, then after you've seen it, I want to finish that because it is quite a long, lengthy reading. But we won't stand for the full time. So in Luke chapter 7, beginning at verse 36. I'm saying 37. And one of the Pharisees desired him, and the him is Jesus, that he would eat with him. And he, Jesus, of course, went into the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them his feet with the hairs of her head. And not only that, she kissed his feet and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden Jesus him saw it, he spake within himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, if he was someone, a man from God, and a man of God, he should have known who and what manner of woman this is that toucheth him, for she is a sinner. These are the words of the Lord. But let me finish reading just into your hearing the rest of the story here. Because it really didn't end there, did it? Right. Because Jesus answering said unto him. Now it's interesting because the sinner, the man, didn't say anything. He wasn't talking to Jesus. Because here it says Jesus, the man thought this in his mind. The man didn't speak, but the man was thinking within himself. He was speaking within his own mind. He said, if Jesus was any kind of man of God, he would surely know what kind of woman this is that's touching him she is a sinner. And Jesus, now knowing the thoughts of the man, speaks. Jesus said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And Simon said, Master, say on. So here's what Jesus said. So Jesus speaks in a parable.
Yes.
There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, the two that were in debt, the man whom they owed this to, the creditor, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me, therefore, which of them will love him most? So Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And Jesus said to him, Thou hast rightly judged. So the man that owed the 500 clearly should have loved him more because Jesus forgave him more the creditor did. And he turned to the woman, and he is Jesus, and said unto Simon. So he's looking at the woman, but he's talking to Simon. Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house. Thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet. Amen?
Yes.
My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loveth much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And so Jesus then turns to the woman and he says what? Thy sins are forgiven. And the rest of the crowd that was there, they that sat at meat with Simon and Jesus, began to say within themselves, just speaking in their minds, who is this that forgiveth sins also? So Jesus says to the woman, thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace. So I wanted you to hear the full story of what unfolds here during this particular instance in the ministry of Jesus Christ. And Jesus, of course, no different from any other time, uses every opportunity to do what? To teach. So Jesus sees this as a teachable moment. And he begins to teach. Knowing the thoughts of Simon, Jesus teaches. And this morning, he's teaching from a subject from the heart. From the heart. Because what we see in this particular scripture is Jesus has received an invitation from a Pharisee named Simon to come to his house for dinner. But unbeknownst to anyone in the room that day, present among them was an uninvited guest. Well, they didn't invite her. That's right. You didn't see nowhere where it said Simon invited this sinner woman. She was an uninvited guest. And she invited herself because she had heard that Jesus was in the house. Jesus in the house. So this woman invited herself.
Yes, sir.
But let's talk about her for a minute. Let's paint a picture of her.
All right now.
Luke makes it plain. She's a woman in the city, which was a sinner.
Yes, sir.
Amen. And we're not, and today none of us are naive about this city woman. Amen. Amen. Now see, we know, because had this been a man of the city, we would have called him a city slicker. Right? We would have said a city slicker is in the house. See, but this is a woman. Amen. Okay. Oh, so this whole picture is wrong from the giddy up. This picture is just wrong. I mean, we're familiar today with the culture over there.
Yes, sir.
And ain't no woman supposed to do that.
All right now.
I mean, most of you, I was at the Office Depot on Friday, standing in line. You know, and I wasn't paying much attention. I just knew some people were in front of me paying. I said, well, as soon as they finish, I'll get what I need. And I'm out. And then, I don't know, for whatever reason, I began to really concentrate on the three ladies in front of me who were making their purchase. And they were covered from their head to their feet.
Yes.
The only part of their body that you saw were their eyes and her hands. That's it. That's it. That's all I saw.
Yes.
So you see, in that culture, see, now come on. If you American girl, that ain't gonna work, is it? If you American boy, that dog ain't gonna work. No, sir. I ain't got no manicure, pedicure, bling bling and all that for it to be covered. Oh, no, sir. Can you imagine? This morning I'm sitting here and all I see is two even there's a name. That's it. So we understand their culture, that women in their society is different. And that's why we struggle when we go on vacation. Because we want to take our culture and our values and press it upon them.
That's right.
But what you learn quickly is when you're in Rome,
Do as the Rome.
so you can't just go where you want to go. Yeah, I talked to my son the other day. I talked to Clyde on Saturday. So I asked Sonia, you know, my daughter-in-law, I said, so have you been to the mall? Because they live in Dubai now. So I said, have you been here? Have you been there? And she said, well, no, I ain't been yet. I said, oh, you haven't? You know, I don't know why not. Because for a woman to walk around over there, your husband has to sign. Okaying that. So you can't walk with that tomorrow. We's America. They will lock you up. Lock you up. You can't just walk around any way you want to in their culture. So she has to wait for a client to process whatever this document is. In many instances, she cannot be unescorted. Amen. She cannot. Now, I know everybody sitting here, American thinking, tell me what to do. They gonna lock you up because you hard-headed. They gonna teach, as we say, they gonna learn you because you want to go there and be a mouth. But they gonna lock you up. See what I'm saying? And you see, and escort you to that plane. They gonna put you on it. Adios, amigos, right? But we understand, so I'm trying to paint a picture that in the culture, and that culture hasn't advanced a lot beyond what it was in the days of Jesus. There were still certain limitations for a woman. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to understand it. So this woman, first of all, is 100% wrong for coming in among men. And she was uninvited at that. Then she does something that she absolutely don't do. She touched Jesus. A woman can't touch a man in public. Oh, no, sir. Oh, no, sir. Oh, she is some kind of wrong. And Jesus is wrong for letting her touch him. You see how it's working? She comes in uninvited and gonna touch him. And he does not rebuke her? Woman, you out of your mind. You ain't my wife. I mean, and he didn't do it. So now they thinking evil of Jesus. Now, what kind of man is this? And on top of it, he gonna claim he's from God? Because if it's from God, he should know. He should know better. See, we keep reading these, you know, the woman at the well.
Yeah.
And that woman told Jesus plainly, sir, you shouldn't be talking to me. See, we take it for example, oh yeah, we just go to the well and get some water. But Jesus, the woman, of course, trying to be kind, it reminds Jesus, sir, you shouldn't be talking to me. We should not be having this conversation. You must not be from around these parts. Because men did not carry water.
That's right.
So Jesus ain't had no business at the well. You see what I'm saying? He ain't got no business at the well, especially when he saw a woman at the well.
Yes,
and he gonna go to the woman anyhow, and then gonna have a conversation with her. Oh, I think that woman's heart was racing. You know, she's probably like, oh my God. She probably looking around waiting to see who will come stone her. And she trying to remind Jesus, you. See, remember last week when we were ministering and I talked to you about Jesus in this particular instance in Luke chapter 15? You recall last, for those who were here, you recall it said that the Pharisees were upset because Jesus allowed the publicans and sinners to come around him. So this was not the first time that they were critical that Jesus was allowing the wrong kinds of folk to have access to him. And he wasn't supposed to do that. And so we know what the publican was in our language, tax collector. But here in Luke 15 last week we talked about the sinner. Well, who is this sinner? Now notice who's not the sinner. It's not the Pharisee, is it? Because they're critical. Critical say, she's a sinner. So that would assume, I ain't one. I'm not a sinner. And how dare he allow a sinner? So they defined a sinner, first of all, as a Jew. Amen. You got to understand? So this woman is a Jew. So she knows the custom. She's very familiar with the laws of God. She knows. She knows, right? Because if she wasn't a Jew, she would have been a heathen. Therefore, she would have been a Gentile. Because he would have been dead long now. He would have been so wrong and been pathetic. So she's a Jew. But a sinner was defined as a Jew who deliberately and persistently transgressed God's law. Knowing God's law, God, the do's and the don'ts and the thou shalts and all that, knowing them, a sinner is a person who says, oh, okay, I can do it anyway. Sound like us, amen. And they were seen as individuals who often would sell themselves to a life of sin in complete disregard of God's commandments. And so the Pharisees looked down on them because the Pharisees saw themselves as what? Spiritually superior. And they prided themselves on never allowing such a sort of person to come into their presence. So you got to understand, because they were categorizing these people, so they understood. They understood who she was. Because a woman who deliberately and persistently sold herself into slavery against God's law, we got a word for them. Come on, somebody say it. You can say it out loud. Prostitute. Prostitute knows the law of God. Amen. But the law don't pay no bills. But that John over there does. Amen. Because many people, in trying to identify this woman, have concluded that she was a prostitute. So that made, you see, so when they looked at her and saw her near Jesus, how many of y'all seen the movie Risen? You seen the movie Risen? Where the centurion is trying to find the body of Jesus. Yes, sir. And they told him, if you find those 12 disciples, if you will, in this movie, you'll find, you'll be able to figure out what's going on here. But they didn't know who the 12 were. So one man, a Jew, comes up for money and says, if you pay me, I know somebody that can probably lead you in the right direction to where those disciples are. And who was she? Mary Magdalene. Yes, sir. But in the movie, the centurion didn't know Mary Magdalene. So he goes to the quarters where the soldiers were, and he says, anybody in here know Mary Magdalene? Who saw the movie? You saw it? What happened? Every soldier in there said what? I know her. Another one goes, I know her. I know her too. So it didn't take a genius to figure out they were describing what Mary as a prostitute. That's how they knew her. So knowing her as a prostitute was easy to identify her. So that's exactly what happened. The man identifies her and said, there she is. There she is. And of course, and they didn't tell her, they followed her, and she took them directly. Exactly where the 12 were huddled together. Mary Magdalene. So many have concluded she was a prostitute. And also, many have concluded that she's also that same woman where the 7 devils have been cast out. Amen. But yet, amazingly, as Jesus often would do, he would use the wrong kind of character, exactly the wrong character, to teach righteousness.
That's right. That's right.
Just like, you know, the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, you know, you sitting here talking to a Jew, and you're going to make a Samaritan a hero. You're wrong. They didn't hobnob with no Samaritan. It told you that no self-respecting Jew would even go through Samaria. They knew where they would deliberately go out of their way just not to go, so as not to even walk through their part of the countryside. But the Bible said, Jesus said, by necessity, I must go through Samaria. So you see, Jesus didn't accidentally go into Samaria. He deliberately went into Samaria, knowing full well that the eyes were on him.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look where he going. Because if you were a Hebraic Jew, you would have never gone through Samaria. You would have done that under no circumstance. Nor would you have been in the marketplace with a Gentile. These people observed those laws, and so they saw themselves as superior. And here's this woman, and Jesus is going to make her the hero. Against Simon, a Pharisee, a man who is superior according to their interpretation of the law. And God is going to take a woman of very loose character, who's doing things that she absolutely shouldn't have been doing, shouldn't have been in there, shouldn't have touched Jesus under no circumstances. But yet God is going to use her to help Simon to see the hole in his heart.
Well,
that's what he's going to do. He's going to show it through this woman, because she did something. She came in and she began to worship him.
yes.
Lord have mercy. She wasn't there washing no feet.
Yes.
Look out.
Huh? She wasn't there just to be there trying to get a wink in her eye at Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Oh, this woman came in, and she noticed she didn't even ask him, can I bathe your feet?
Hallelujah.
She just came in
Yes.
and let down her hair, anointed his feet,
Yes, Lord.
and just bathed them feet in this beautiful fragrance, and then washed them with her
Yes.
tears. Huh?
Yeah.
Thanking God for Jesus. Huh? She was worshiping him, and she worshiped him with a heart that understood what God had done for her. See what I'm saying? You see what's missing? What's missing is an appreciation for what God has done for you. That's what's missing. Sometimes we just don't seem to really embrace. It's like God owes you something. Drop my blessing off over here. I'll be back. And drop it up. I got a P.O. box. You can stuff it in there when you come back. Ready when you got the UPS truck, make sure you put a blessing in there just for me. But we act like God just sits there and owes us something. But she understood that God had paid a debt that God didn't owe. God had paid a debt that she could never pay. And this woman didn't need no invitation. God had already accepted her into the family of God. You need no invitation when your family just walk on in. Right? I used to go home when my mom and dad were living. I didn't go there and knock on the door. Hey, Clyde! No, I just walk on in. And daddy holler, Mom, live, Clyde Jr. here. Amen. Don't y'all do the same thing? Yes, sir. Don't you just walk in? And if anything, what you do is say, coming in.
Yes.
You don't knock on the door. You're not going to do it. No, you just say, coming in. So the woman did not. She didn't need an invitation because she was family. So she just coming in. And then when she saw the object of her love, woo, Jesus, hallelujah. Oh, your feet dirty. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord have mercy. And then she did something that you and I would never do.
Woo, Jesus. Kiss his feet. All right. Yes, Lord.
She began to kiss his. Oh, Lord Jesus. That's just nasty. That's just nasty. But this woman counted it a joy to be able to kiss the feet of God. Y'all understand? She won't kiss anybody's feet. She was kissing the feet of God. Praising God, blessing God from her heart. Oh, it wasn't the ointment that was of value. It was the heart that she had. So out of her heart came love gushing out.
Yes, Lord.
Because there was the object of her eye.
Yes, Lord.
Right there.
Right there.
And God blessed her to be able to touch God. You talk about the hem of his garment? Woo. I touched him. Yes, sir. I touched him. And notice Jesus didn't rebuke her because Jesus understood that she understood who he was. She knew who he was. And Jesus just looked at her. Because here they were, smarty pants, spiritually superior, and didn't have a clue as to who was in their midst. But this woman of loose character, who had much to be forgiven of, she said, if I could just kiss the feet of my God. Oh, God had done something for her. He had loosed her from the devil. He had delivered her from that lifestyle of sin.
Hallelujah.
And she just wanted to say, thank you, Lord. That was all she wanted to do. She just wanted to thank him. And just show how much she appreciated what the Lord. And then the song, what the Lord has done for me. See, that's what's missing in our prayer life. That's what's missing in our prayer life. Is a sincere appreciation for what the Lord. You do know at a time you could not have prayed to Jesus. Do you understand? If it had not been for what Jesus did, you couldn't even pray to Jesus. You had to come and kiss the hind part of the priest first.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
And get him to pray for you. You couldn't even pray for yourself. But look what God did.
All right now.
Now you can have a little talk with Jesus in time. Because your high priest is going to meet you right there. See, there's no sincere appreciation. I mean, I sit here sometimes and I wonder, do we appreciate as a church what the Lord has already done? Not going to, not might do, should do, could do, but has already done for you. Every time you bow down, many be alone, and Jesus. What the Lord has done for me. He took a handful of former slaves who could now gather together in the name of Jesus and praise his name. And they called themselves Mount Olive. Mount Olive. And here we are, 100 years later. Praise God from God. Every time we assemble, we should come in making a joyful. When you consider, see, this woman considered what the Lord had done for her. She didn't know what to do for nobody else. You see, we call that now out of sharing the love. She wanted people to know that she was not ashamed of Jesus Christ. So she came in. You don't need no invitation. She went in there.
Go ahead now.
And she touched him.
Preach, preach.
Because she understood that she had a huge debt.
Yeah.
See, Simon, in the story of the two debtors, see, Simon counted himself as the one who owed the 50. And that the woman was the one who owed the 500. That's why God told her she had much to be forgiven. But don't get it twisted.
All right now.
I don't care whether you owe 50
Yes, sir.
or whether you owe 500. What's the common denominator? They both were debtors. And neither could pay their debt.
That's it.
He couldn't pay the 50. No more than she could pay the 500.
Go ahead now.
Huh?
Make it plain.
But I know the one who paid it all. Huh? And just because we perceive, see, I'm talking about you and I now. Just because we look around ourselves and we say, that ain't like her, that ain't like him.
Go ahead now.
You know what's happening then? You don't perceive yourself to be a debtor.
All right now.
You don't see yourself as a saint. Well, let me tell you, breaking news, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Hallelujah. So you better perceive your sin. Don't worry about my sin, though they be many. You worry about your pie. You worry about what you want to do. Oh yeah, mine's a minute.
Go ahead, preach, Pastor.
But he forgave you. Huh? But some of us sometimes, we like sound.
All right now. All right now.
Because they don't feel when you leave.
All right.
They don't feel when you leave. So you said it.
Yes, sir. Say so. All right. Preach.
I'm telling you. God is good. Because what you're also beginning to sense in yourself is you think you can pay your own debt.
Watch it now.
If you owe God against one sin, you can't pay that one. You can't pay that one. No man can repay the debt that he owes to God. No man. Or woman. Amen. I don't care about if you have all the silver and gold in the world. I don't care if you hit the mega million last night. Huh? What was that? 400 something million? 300 something million dollars? What was it, Lauren? 385. You ain't hit it either, huh? Girl, I'm kidding. I ain't mad with it. They mad, but they ain't hit it either. You know how I know they ain't hit it? They ain't hit it. They just broke sick. Hope you get it. Lord, I ain't get it last night. But I'm giving you opportunity to grow it through. So we hit it. And Jesus, you know, if everybody does what they have touched, that I don't play, and I'll admit that. But do you know how many people have come to me and said, Pastor, yes, I hit it. I'm going to sow it something. I'm going to know if you hit it. I don't see it. I'm looking for you. I'm going to make you honor your promise. You going to hook the brother up. I'm going to pay for the church. I'm paying for the church. I'm going to keep you honest. Oh, you going to pay for the church. You going to pay for the church. Amen. You don't pay for that bill. Think about it. I'm going to pay. I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to help. I don't want you to be dishonest. Let me tell you something else. And the debt that we owe can only be paid by the grace of God. And that is a gift. So that says that there's nothing that I can do. Nothing that I can do.
All right now.
Huh? There's nothing that I can do to free myself
Make it plain.
from my debt.
Mercy.
You see, the world knows us by our behavior as Christians.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see your praise. the worship of the Lord Jesus Christ. Because what's happening is that you're praising Him out of your heart, not out of your wallet. It's out of your heart. And you see, people don't understand. See, I know some folks get mad. Well, pastors don't never preach about money. Let me tell you why. Because if you have a heart for God,
All right.
everything comes from the heart. Even your giving is a matter of your heart. It's not a matter of your salary. It's a matter of your heart. When you have a heart for God, you see this woman counted it all. And she took that expensive ointment, boom.
Yes, sir.
Because she was operating from her heart.
Yes, she was.
Not from what was in the pantry. Not what was in her closet. You operate out of the heart.
Yes, sir.
Giving is from the heart. It always has been a matter of the heart.
You preaching now. You preaching now.
It's never a matter of arithmetic.
That's right.
Reverend Ray preached a sermon a long time ago called "A Leap from Arithmetic to Love." So that means you stop counting. I go to church once a month. I do this once. I do this twice.
Go ahead now, Pastor.
What happens is, as God moves in your heart, as you remember what the Lord has done for you, you just begin to gush, and it all just flows. You know why? Because you can't be God's given. So as you attempt to outgive God, God's going to make a liar out of you, because He's going to pour more in you than you can ever pour out of you.
That's right.
God says, I'm the fountain, not you.
That's right. That's right.
I'm the fountain. And I'm going to pour more in you than you can ever pour out of yourself. And that's what this woman was doing. She was allowing God to just gush out of her. And notice she didn't care about what others saw, because she realized the uniqueness of the salvation that she had received from the Lord Jesus Christ. She realized it, and she understood that it's only by the grace of God that she was where she was. So she took her alabaster box of ointment and stood